perfect competition and price determination under perfect competition. So what is perfect competition? Here perfect competition is a market in which exists of large number of buyers and sellers selling homogeneous products at a uniform price and whose entry free whose entry is free in the market or easily in the market. So perfect competition is a market in which entry and exists of large number of buyers and sellers selling homogeneous product at a uniform price and whose entry is free in the market or easily in the market is called perfect competition. So now you can see what is market. Market is a place where potential buyers and sellers dealing with homogeneous products and having a financial transaction is called market. Now we can know the what is perfect competition. Now let's see the features of perfect competition. First one, large number of buyers and sellers. Perfect competition in the market where exists of large number of buyers and sellers dealing with homogeneous products. Homogeneous products are those products which are well known by the customers in the market. Those products are called as homogeneous products. There exist of large number of buyers because their entry is free and the price is determined by the market here, not those buyers and sellers. Second one, homogeneous products. Homogeneous products are those products which are known by the customer, which are similar in nature, which those have substitutes easily in the market, which are Those products which have available substitutes in the market, those products are called homogeneous products, which these products are exist in the perfect competition. And the third feature is free entry and exit. It is the third fundamental feature in the perfect competition, where the firm can freely the firm can freely enter into the market and exit in the market. This has no impact in the market on the supply and the price of the market. There is no restriction. In perfect competition, the firms can easily enter into the market freely, and whenever they want, they can also leave the market. Fourth one, perfect knowledge about market. The customers in the perfectly competitive market, they are well known about the product and the prices. There is no need of advertisement. The customers are well known about the market conditions and price prevailing in the market. The price of the market will be decided by the market, not the buyers, not the sellers. Fifth one, uniform price. In the whole market, there will be a single price. Single price for the goods or products, which will be decided by the market. In the whole perfectly competitive market, the single price will prevail for the goods which can be decided by market according to the supply, according to the demand and supply forces. Demand and supply forces. The demand and supply are inversely related to each other. The demand and supply are inversely related to each other. When there is a high supply in the market, the demand falls. When there is a huge demand in the market, the supply will be lesser. This is called an inverse relationship between the demand and supply. And the last one, sixth one, is no government restrictions. There will be no government restrictions in the perfectly competitive market. The firms can easily enter into the market and they can easily leave the market according to the will and wishes. These are some of the features of the perfectly competitive market. Now we can see how the price can be determined under perfect competition. Price determination under perfect competition. So, how the price of the product is determined in the perfectly competitive market. Now let's see that the price can be determined according to the demand and supply forces in the market. The price is determined according to demand and supply forces in the market. The market is a place, the market will be making the prices here or deciding the prices which has to be prevail in the market. And firm, or here we can sellers. Sellers are those who are price takers here. They are not having the power of deciding or making the prices. If they make the price, if they decide the price of their product, they can lose their demand of their product. Now, according to the law of demand states that when the price of the product increases, the demand for the product decreases. When the price decreases, the demand for a product increases. There exists of inverse relationship between them. There exists of inverse relationship between the price and the demand. Now let's see, the law of supply states that when the price increases, the supply also increases. When the price decreases, the supply also decreases. So therefore, the demand and supply, they have the opposite forces. Opposite forces in the market. Now see, with the help of the table we can easily know how the prices can be determined under perfectly competition. Now the supply and demand are the opposite forces. Supply and demand are the opposite forces. Now we can raise the doubt how the prices can be determined when the supply and demand are the opposite forces. The prices can be determined when the supply and demand are equal. At that point, the prices can be determined by the market. That is, the price is called as equilibrium price. That price is called as equilibrium price, which the consumers are willing to buy at the price of the product, which can be neither too high which can be neither high or lesser. That price is called as equilibrium price, which can be decided by the market according to the supply and demand forces. Now let's see with the help of the table. Price, demand, supply. When the price is 1, the demand is 500 and supply is 100. Now let's see here. When the price is 1 rupee, the demand is 500, but the supply is only 100. It influences the forces, upward supply forces. When the price is 2 rupees, the demand is 400 and the supply is 200. When the price is 3 rupees, the demand is 300 and the supply is 300. there will be a constant supply forces. As the price increases to 4, the demand decreases to 200 and the supply increases to 400. And price is 5, the demand is 100 and the supply is 500. There will be a negative supply forces. Here I can show with the help of the graph. Demand and supply. Here I can take price. Here you can see that when the prices are increasing, the supply will be increasing. As the prices are increasing, the supply will be increasing. As the supply will be increasing, the demand is decreasing. As the supply increasing, the demand for product decreasing. Here you can see this. Demand is greater than the supply. There will be having upward pressure in the supply. Here the demand is greater than the supply. There will be upward pressure. Here you can measure the pressure. Here as the demand and supply are equal, there will be a neutral function. As the supply increased, the demand for the product will be decreased. There will be having the demand is lesser than the supply. The demand will be lesser than the supply. You can observe that as the prices are increased, the supply will be increased. When the supply is increased, the demand will be decreasing. So you can see here the demand or supply equal at the rupees 3. At the rupees 3, this will be called as equilibrium price, where the supply can be accessed from left to right upwards. Supply, demand is downward sloping from left to right. This is the demand, and here you can, when the demand and supply intersecting, at which point, that point is called as equilibrium price. Here price will be 3 rupees. It is the equilibrium price which is prevailing in the market, which is determined by the market under perfectly competitive market. This is how the price is determined under perfectly competitive market. You can also explain in this graphical explanation. On x-axis, on x-axis, demand and supply will be taken, which represent OX. On y-axis, the prices are taken. Which is OY. The point at which DD and SS, sorry for that, The DD represents demand, SS represents supply. Where demand and supply are intersecting, that point is called as equilibrium. Equilibrium price, which is decided by the market. At this price will be taken by the market. This price has to be followed by the whole market in the perfectly competitive market. If they don't follow this price, they may lose their demand and they cannot sustain in the market. They cannot sustain in the market and they lose their demand. They lose their demand for their products. This is a price determination in a perfect competition market.